All right, welcome back to RevOps Bennett. I am Bennett. I really appreciate you jumping back on with me. I say that, but it's really episode one. The first video that I did was just an introduction to the channel, how I got here, and why I want to make a YouTube channel. So I really appreciate you joining and watching my first real video. This video is going to go over 3 contact fields that I think are critical to the outbound motion, especially for BDR teams who are looking to make 50, 60, 75, 100 calls a day. These fields are critical to that motion. And so we're going to take a dive into Salesforce. I think part of this sales YouTube journey is that I get to build a Salesforce org from scratch, which is really cool. And I get to build it out in what I think is the best practices. So we're going to go over really the base level foundation of a Salesforce org right now in terms of what are the most important ways or important fields to have on the contact level and how to use those fields in order to prospect in a really streamlined and efficient way. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. All right, diving into my favorite 3 fields on the contact level. Again, they're super simple, but they are the backbone of a BDR or an AE outbound campaign or method. And so I wanted to just quickly go through them in my first video. So those fields are going to be number 1, pitch notes, 2, contact role, and 3, key contact. So the first field we're going to go over is pitch notes. Pitch notes, I have help text for this field, and I hope everyone has help text on all of their fields because it's really helpful. As you're a new BDR, a new AE coming into a sales organization, having an understanding of what all these fields mean on the contact page or any other object is really, really helpful when it comes to onboarding and being able to navigate Salesforce. So pitch notes. Pitch notes is a short text field used to capture a high-level pitch summary. This field is editable directly from list views and reports for quick updates and easy access in cold calling lists. So again, we're going through not just what this field is, but how it can be used properly by the team. And it's a short text field, and the reason for that is that short text fields are editable and filterable within Salesforce list views and reports. They're also a lot easier and have a little bit more functionality in other systems too. So if you're connecting this field to a Power Dialer or an Outreach or a SalesLoft, you'll be able to edit this field within those systems and have that push back into Salesforce, not so much with a long text field. So short text field is going to be a little bit more malleable for what we need to do. Of course, I would love a long text so you can build out a long pitch, but there's give and takes between both of those fields. For our long text field, we do have that option. That is the second field down below, which is our description. So our pitch notes simply is where we're putting our pitch. The next field I'll go through is contact role. I guess I'm a bad Salesforce admin, and this time I actually didn't put any help text here, but for contact role, you can think of this as your BANT or medic and the decision makers and financial DMs and technical buyers, right? Identifying the role that this person plays within an account. So for people that I really want to make sure that I'm, emailing and cold calling as much as possible, I'm going to be labeling these people as my decision makers. And you'll see those options here. And depending on your org, you might have different options, but most orgs will have a field very similar to this. And the third field is key contact. So this is taking it a step further, and I actually do have help text on this field, so we can just read that. This contact is a key stakeholder for the account. Ideally, they should be verified on LinkedIn, have a mobile number on file, and be associated with a compelling pitch. So these are people taking a step further beyond my decision makers. These are people that I have a really strong why you, why now, and that if I get them on the phones, I feel confident in my ability to convert this person to an opportunity, and therefore I want to call this person more than maybe my average decision maker. I might have 3 decision makers at an account, and I'm picking this person to be the one person that I'm really truly focused on. So I'm calling all those people, I'm emailing all those people, but this one in particular I'm putting an extra focus on. Maybe I'm sitting down during a cold call blitz with my team, and I want to be number 1 during that hour call block. These are the people that I'm calling during that time. Or it's 4:30 and it's when people are most likely to pick up. I'm calling my key contacts. You can enable this hot contacts, whatever you'd like. It's just a checkbox, and it's one of my favorite fields. How we're going to use these fields in tandem together is usually through contact list views. So let's jump into contact list views. And I will do a way deeper dive into contact list views, but for right now, we'll just see how contact list views works with those three fields. So let's say I just dove into a list view of all of my footwear contacts. These are, people like Nike and Adidas, for example. I have it organized by account name first, and then I'm going to go down my list looking at their job titles. I'll have LinkedIn, of course, pulled up all those different tools. And I'm going to be labeling the people that I really want to make sure that I'm reaching out to consistently with the contact role that is a fit for them. And I can do that quickly from within the list view, just like I'm editing an Excel file. Maybe I find some champions. Maybe I'm going to be adding champions and decision makers into a sequence of emails, but I only want to spend my time cold calling decision makers. That's sort of the flexibility that this field gives you. Hit save. And then what I can do is I can create a separate list view for my decision makers. So footwear decision makers. You'll see all I've done here is add a filter around the contact role. So anytime that I update someone's contact role to the decision maker, they're going to populate on this list. And here's where we can start utilizing that field pitch notes, where we're able to, because it's a short text field, edit that field from directly within a contact list view. Furthermore, as I'm going down this list of decision makers and I'm really honing in on my pitch for them, and I'm figuring out who I really want to reach out to more so than others, I can label those people as key contacts. Once I've done this, then I can pull up a list view for my key contacts. And now, boom, I'm sitting down. It's 9:30 in the morning. I'm not sure what to do with myself. I know I'm pulling up my key contacts in the footwear industry. I'm power calling down this list. I already have all my notes written out for each one of my prospects. I've done the research up front. I put that into my pitch notes. And now I'm able to call one after another while also at the same time not losing any of my ability to have a really personalized pitch to that person around them and their company. And just make sure that I'm not caught flat-footed at any point when I have someone who's really important pick up the phone. You can also navigate through this list using a split view. Split views are great because it allows you to see the full detail page of that contact. You'll see your LinkedIn Sales Navigator plugin if you have that on there. You'll see past activities, and you'll be able to just quickly click into James, then into Eric, then into Kelly, and work your way down. And a lot of the plugins that are for calling also will definitely work with this because we're in an individual record. So if you have Outreach plugin, for example, you'll be able to pull that Outreach plugin out, click to call, log the call, and then move on to the next person very easily. Okay, well, thank you so much for tuning into episode 1 of RevOps with Bennett. I hope you found it valuable. I know those fields are super simple, but again, they are the building blocks of a Salesforce org, and they allow, if used properly, BDR teams and account executive teams to really streamline their workflow and at all times be able to have a list view of the people that matter most to them. And this can be applied to any sort of sales org, whether you're selling paper in a wholesale org or a multi-million-dollar software platform. So please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye, Mom.